was 8:45 a.m. on the morning of 26th January 2001 when a catastrophic earthquake ripped apart the state of Gujarat, leaving in its wake a trail of death and destruction. It was a nightmare in broad daylight. For the 2,500 villagers of Dhutarpur, it was no different. In a single moment, dreams were shattered, hopes buried alive, promises choked up, deep under tons and tons of debris. Yet through the swirl of dust and rubble, what survived was faith in God and humanity. The calamity did not dampen their spirit or their astha.
26મી જાન્યુઆરી તો અમને એમ હવાર પડ્યું ને અમને રખબવ હતો. કોઈને લગ્નમાં જવું હતું, કોઈને ક્યાંય જવું હતું. તો અમને એવી થોડી ખબર હતી કે 8:30 અમારા માથે કાળ ફેરા ફરી રહ્યો છે. અમે 8:30 થયા ને તો અમે તો હાવ ઘર બહાર વૈનાના થઈ ગયા ને રખડતા થઈ ગયા. કોઈને કોઈ સહાય દે નહીં એવું કોઈ માણસને આપણે નજરમાં ન દેખે કો હાવને એવું જ હતી મુશ્કેલ કેને કેવું. અમે તો ડટાઈ ગયા હતા. અમને તો ભાન ન રહી કે હવે અમે શું કરીએ.
As they say, hope never dies. A ray of hope was to lighten the grief of these simple villagers who had waited after braving the vagaries of nature for 2 more years. All they needed was a roof over their heads. Baroda Rotary Earthquake Relief Fund Trust, BRERF, a rehabilitation support agency formed by the 5 Rotary clubs of Baroda along with Rotary Club of Jamnagar, joined hands with the government of Gujarat for the resurrection of village Dhutarpur. It was an initiative under the modern concept of public-private partnership, where government and NGOs join hands in times of disaster and crisis. Project Nishtha to rebuild Dhutarpur was taken up. It was a mammoth task, where 239 dwelling units, measuring around 109,000 square feet, had to be constructed at an entirely new location spread over 40 acres. However, rebuilding villages was not new to these 6 Rotary clubs. They had already demonstrated in the recent past what synergy can bring about. New possibilities can happen and results achieved only by the passion of performers and those who are willing to move beyond the walls of inertia and tradition. They had rebuilt village Nani Matli under the aegis of Project Astha, comprising 173 dwelling units spread over 24 acres, with construction of over 81,000 square feet. The new village was handed over, as promised, within a year of this earthquake. In fact, Project Nishtha started from where Project Astha culminated. It was at the dedication ceremony of village Nani Matli on 20th January 2002 that the local administrators and politicians requested Rotarians to take up the rebuilding of village Dhutarpur. An NGO, after announcing the adoption of the village, had to withdraw later on. Dhutarpur remained neglected for a long time.
નાની માટલી ગામનું જ્યારે હેન્ડઓવરનું સેરેમની પ્રોગ્રામ હતો ત્યારે મેં વિનંતી કરી મનોજભાઈ અને અન્ય મિત્રોને કે નાની માટલી ગામે જે રીતે આપે કાર્ય કરેલું છે એ રીતે જો અમારું જામનગર જિલ્લાનું એકમાત્ર બાકી રહેતું ગામ ધુતારપુર આપ પુનઃનિર્માણના કાર્યમાં જો સમાવો તો અમારું કામ ભૂકંપ નિમિત્તેનું પૂરું થાય છે. મારી ઓફરને રોટેરિયન મિત્રોએ સ્વીકારી છે.
Rebuilding a village is no small task, especially in a country where varied cultures and lifestyles coexist. This village was both earthquake and cyclone prone. The community had suffered neglect, apathy and desperation. The Rotarians, having completed the mammoth Project Astha, were about to heave a sigh of relief when yet another project came their way. This time around, given their proven track record, the burden of expectation was even greater upon them. It meant stretching their consistent effort for a project 250 miles away for yet another year.
When I think about from where the money would come, I remembered polio plus. Only Rotarians dared to do a project of $500 million and eradicate polio from the world. If we can do that, why not second village? So, with this, the team was ready and Nishtha was signed.
બિપિનભાઈ મનોજભાઈ ધોતરપુરની મુલાકાતે આવ્યા અને એ ચર્ચાઓ આગળ હાલીને પછી એ લોકોએ સ્વીકાર્યું કે અમે બનાવી દેશું એમ. પછી એ લોકોએ એનું સર્વે કરાવ્યું તે પછી એની કામગીરી આગળ વધારી. અત્યારે આ ગામ ફર્સ્ટ ક્લાસ ગામ બની ગયું છે અને આબેહૂબ કામ બન્યું છે.
For Project Astha, funds to the tune of 24 million rupees were mobilized. This time around, the project cost of Nishtha came close to 28 million rupees, 15% higher. But help came in many ways to transform this dream into a reality. From donors, well-wishers, professionals, associates, and of course, Rotarians. Meetings with the villagers and local administration started. Navrachna Samiti, a committee for the coordination of the project, was formed in September 2002. The foundation stone was laid on 18th January 2003 and construction work commenced in February. The village was designed keeping in mind the traditional lifestyles and practices of the villagers. The layout of the village followed a pattern and concept that evolved to create a ray of hope. It had a huge central open space as a common community area, with residential alleys extending radially in all directions. No compromise was made on the norms for construction in seismic and cyclonic zones. In the end, the Rotarians of Baroda had traversed 1,20,000 man-miles of personal site visits.
રોટરીના સંપર્કમાં અમે આવતા મનોજભાઈ અમારી સાથે બેઠકો અવારનવાર કરેલી કે ભાઈ આ ગામમાં કેટલી જ્ઞાતિ રહે છે, અમે દરેક જ્ઞાતિને આમાં સમાવેશ કરવા માગીએ છીએ. તો અમારા ગામમાં હરિજનો, પટેલો, પછી સુતાર, સહી સુતાર, કારીગરો, ઘણી બધી જાતની જ્ઞાતિઓ હોય છે. પણ કોઈ જ્ઞાતિને બાદ કર્યા વગર દરેકને અનુકૂળ આવે એ રીતના મકાન બનાવવા માટેની તૈયારી બતાવી અને મકાન બનાવવા માટેનું કામ હાથ પર લીધેલું.
When I got this project, it was a big challenge for me and I was little nervous also whether I'll be able to do this or not. But when I went to the site, I met the people, I saw their lifestyle, I involved myself in the work. We tried to evolve a design concept which took care of their needs, requirements, their lifestyle, hierarchy of their living pattern.
The Rotary does not define role. Whatever the need of the societies or the community is, we try to fill in those gaps. The Rotary took up various projects, building school rooms in Kutch and building houses, shelters for the people. Because Rotarians, other than money, what is important is spending their quality time. I always value that far more than anything else. That when we give our time, we give ourselves. That this is only the start, the beginning, not the end. And I'm sure that wherever Rotary goes, not only in this village, wherever Rotarians go, they try to bring happiness.
It's a great joy to be here in Dutarpur today. I think this is Rotary service at its best. Here is an instance where the clubs have taken the project entirely by themselves with no support from the Rotary Foundation. They have raised the funds themselves from their own resources through other donors, and the donors have been extremely generous.
There were some problems within the village itself because there are two political groups here, and even the government machinery was not quite happy with what was going on in the village. But we were able to convince the villagers that look, if you want to get something done, please cooperate with us. Finally that thing happened, and we were able to sign MOU in the collector's office, and today we can see that our efforts have materialized. It is very successful. It gives us lots and lots of satisfaction as a Rotarian that we have done something good for the people.
The cost of construction is 213 rupees per square foot for Astha project and 220 rupees per square foot for Nishtha project. And this kind of quality construction at such a low cost of construction was possible because there was continuous monitoring of the project every week through the systems that were laid. The bar charts and progress reports were received every week, and in the weekly meetings of the core committee, whenever there was any problem or the cost was going higher, the corrective actions were taken then and there. The diverse skill set and resources of Rotarians were used to the utmost, with the result that the administration cost of executing these both projects has come to mere 0.40% of the cost of the project.
Rotarians are building dams, building schools, building hospitals, and so many things, because they belong to a special tribe called Dare, Care and Share. Dare to do impossible things, care for the underserved ones, and share what you have. We are confident that world would be a better living place if we continue to create temples of humanity. That's the need of our friends.
3 years ago, in Gujarat, the earth trembled and 1 million dreams turned to rubble. But out of debris and despair, the spirit of rural folks of Nani Matli and Dutarpur, tiny hamlets in Jamnagar district, arose, reborn and revitalized. The rebuilt Astha and Nishtha Nagari stand proud today, a symbol of how human determination and Astha can triumph over tragedy. Rotarians of Baroda and Jamnagar, with their unflinching commitment to cause Nishtha, are happy to have played a part in transforming a courageous vision into a concrete reality.